Law of attraction content rarely talks about this. Manifestation content usually skips over it too. But in my experience, this is one of the fastest ways to completely change your emotional state in your life. A few years ago, I was overwhelmed with debt and making far less money than I knew I was capable of making. But after I started practicing forgiveness consistently, everything began to shift. Within a few years, I tripled my annual income and paid off over $100,000 in debt. In Edwin Gaines' book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, she talks about forgiveness as being one of the best ways to bring more health, wealth, and happiness into our lives. Here's the deal: unresolved resentment quietly drains us emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and even financially. So, in this video, I want to talk about what forgiveness really is, most importantly, what it isn't, why it matters so much, and how to practice it in real life. So first of all, what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is letting go of resentment, it's releasing the need for revenge. It's letting go of all the emotions that are tied to a person or an event or a group of people. It's choosing peace instead of continuing to carry emotional poison. But forgiveness is often misunderstood, so let me also say what forgiveness absolutely is not. Forgiveness is not saying what happened was okay, it's not pretending it didn't hurt, and it's not forgetting or pretending that the thing never happened. It's definitely not automatically trusting someone again. So you can forgive someone and still have boundaries. You can forgive someone and still decide that they no longer have access to your life. Forgiveness is not permission for bad behavior, it's freedom from carrying the burden of it. And I think that distinction is so important because people resist forgiveness because they think that forgiving means minimizing what happened to them, but it doesn't. In fact, real forgiveness usually requires honesty about the pain first. Sweeping things under the rug is not what forgiveness is all about. So, why does forgiveness matter so much? Because unforgiveness is heavy, it drains your energy, it keeps painful memories alive. It affects your mood, your peace, your relationships, and honestly, even your health and your body. All kinds of stress and anger just has cortisol pumping through your body, causing all kinds of problems. More and more studies are coming out that show this. Spiritually, it blocks us from receiving all the things that God has in store for us. Some people replay old conversations in their mind for years. That person may even be dead. Some of us are still emotionally reacting to something that happened ages ago. And the difficult truth is this: the other person may not think about it at all. They may have completely moved on and not care, but the resentment is still controlling our emotional state. That's why forgiveness matters, not because the other person deserves it or it's the right thing to do. It's because you deserve it. You deserve peace. I really believe that unforgiveness keeps people stuck emotionally. And it can make us cynical, guarded, distrustful, and reactive. And spiritually speaking, I think resentment blocks a lot of growth. It's hard to move forward while emotionally chained to the past. And honestly, all of us struggle with forgiveness at some point. It might be a breakup or family wounds. Sometimes it's betrayal in friendships or business. And sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself, right? We can carry shame for mistakes that we made years ago. Maybe you trusted the wrong person. Maybe you stayed too long. Maybe you hurt somebody. I hurt lots of somebodies. Maybe you failed. But instead of learning from the experience, you keep punishing yourself internally over and over. But self hatred doesn't help you heal. Awareness and growth do. So, most importantly, how do we actually forgive? There are a lot of methods out there, but the one that has been the most powerful for me personally is prayer. Every morning when I wake up, I sit down and write simple prayers in a journal. Nothing fancy, nothing perfect, Just honest prayers like, help me forgive them. Help me have compassion. Help me find peace and acceptance. And sometimes, most of the time, I don't really fully feel it in the moment, but when I practice it consistently, something inside of me starts to soften and I feel lighter, more peaceful, less emotionally reactive. When I see that person or think about that event, I don't have those painful charges inside me anymore. My life is just better when I do this regularly. It's as simple as that. So, if this resonates you, I want to challenge you to try it for the next 7 days. Spend just a few minutes each morning intentionally practicing forgiveness. And if you're willing to commit to that, comment the word forgiveness below. And if you found this video helpful, check out this video where I talk about finding and following your divine purpose. Thanks so much for watching.